Browns linked to former number 2 overall pick amid lengthy QB search. Cleveland Browns are expected to pursue multiple quarterbacks, and they could look at an intriguing option. Cleveland has been linked to the likes of Malik Willis, Anthony Richardson, and some potential prospects in the draft. Yet, Browns analyst Abby Mueller of Dogs by Nature believes the team should pursue Marcus Mariota of the Washington Commanders. Marcus Mariota is a veteran option that the Browns could pursue. However, he would offer far less upside or long-term potential compared to Willis, Mueller wrote. He brings substantial NFL experience as both a starter and a backup, which could help bring much-needed stability to the offense. He would cost the team less money and would most likely be on a short-term deal, which would be a low-risk move for the team to make. Mariota could compete for the starting job with the Browns this season. If he doesn't win the job, he's one of the top backup quarterbacks in the NFL. Mariota was selected second overall by the Tennessee Titans in 2015 and has spent the last 2 seasons with the Commanders. Last season, he started 8 games, going 2-6, throwing for 1,695 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. The former second overall pick also wouldn't cost a ton in free agency, so it could be a low-risk, potential high-reward deal. Browns get concerning news on pursuit of top QB option. Cleveland has been linked to Green Bay Packers quarterback Malik Willis this offseason, as he's the top free agent quarterback. However, several teams will be after Willis, and ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler doesn't think it's likely he will land with Cleveland. Willis's market has been a prominent topic this week, but a team offering him $30+ million per year doesn't appear realistic, Fowler wrote. Many front offices believe the more accurate comp is Justin Fields' deal with the Jets last year, 2 years, $40 million. Could that jump up due to cap inflation and/or multiple suitors? Sure. A range of $20 to $25 million annually is certainly a good starting point. But Willis hitting the $30 million threshold as a player with 6 career starts would surprise some of the teams at the Combine. Expect at least 2 and possibly several teams to be involved on Willis. Miami is definitely in, a source said. Arizona is combing the market, too, but it doesn't seem likely that Willis will end up in Cleveland. Willis served as Jordan Love's backup last season. He showed flashes of being a future starting quarterback in the NFL again. So, he should have plenty of teams after him, but it doesn't appear that Cleveland will land him. Cleveland wants open competition at QB. The Browns have Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, and Dylan Gabriel under contract for 2026. But the team looks to add another quarterback. At the NFL Draft Combine, Browns head coach Todd Monken said the goal is to have an open competition at quarterback. It's an open competition. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be an open competition, Monken said this week at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. I don't mean that saying it harshly, but I don't think there's enough on film over the last couple years, one way or the other, to say, boy, we have our starter at quarterback yet, whether internally or externally. The Browns' endless QB odyssey, linked to a former number 2 pick and still searching. In the modern NFL narrative, few teams have struggled to find stability at the most important position as persistently as the Cleveland Browns. Once emboldened by blockbuster contracts and bold draft capital, Cleveland now stands at a crossroads, a franchise desperate to end its long franchise quarterback drought, yet still searching for the right solution as the 2026 season looms. This offseason has been a roller coaster for Browns fans, fueled by trade speculation, draft intrigue, and a quarterback room that feels more like a revolving door than a foundation for future success. Amid all of this, rumors have begun swirling that Cleveland could look beyond its roster and target a former number 2 overall pick in hopes of ending its quarterback woes. A room full of question marks. None of the Browns' current signal callers have quieted the noise. Shedeur Sanders, the 2025 fifth-round pick, showed flashes of promise, but finished his rookie year inconsistent, completing just over half his passes with 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, before later earning a surprising Pro Bowl nod, in part due to roster attrition at the position around the NFL. Meanwhile, Deshaun Watson, the $230 million man whose arrival was meant to be the turning point for Cleveland's offense, barely played last season after re-rupturing his Achilles tendon. His health status and on-field effectiveness remain significant unknowns. Tucked behind them is Dylan Gabriel, a third-round pick from the previous draft class who showed some guts but not enough consistency to settle any lingering questions about quarterbacking stability in Cleveland. Head coach Todd Monken and general manager Andrew Berry have repeatedly stressed that the quarterback competition is still open, but so far, no internal candidate has firmly seized control. With 2 first-round draft picks in 2026 and a glaring need under center, the Browns' quarterback saga has become one of the NFL's most watched offseason storylines. Enter the former number 2 pick rumor mill. With Cleveland's situation unsettled, murmurs have begun about targeting more established players, even quarterbacks who once carried high expectations but never quite found their footing. One name that has surfaced is Anthony Richardson, the former number 4 overall pick by the Indianapolis Colts in 2023, a prospect with tantalizing physical tools whose early career was derailed by injuries and inconsistency. The Colts have reportedly given Richardson permission to seek a trade, opening the door for teams like the Browns to explore adding him to their quarterback room. Although not exactly a number 2 pick by draft slot, Richardson's former status as a top 5 selection and his combination of size, speed, and arm talent make him a compelling reclamation project, the type of high-risk, high-reward move that has boycotted conventional wisdom in Cleveland before. Rumors suggest that the Browns could be among the teams weighing an offer for him, though fans and analysts alike debate whether his skill set fits the current situation. A trade for a reclamation quarterback, a former high-draft pick who hasn't lived up to expectations, speaks volumes about the Browns' desperation and boldness. It would be a gamble on potential rather than proven performance, and one that could either launch the franchise forward or burden it with more uncertainty. Why a former top pick makes sense, and why it might not. The logic for pursuing a former high-draft pick in the quarterback market is textbook Browns. Experience matters. A quarterback who has been a starter, even inconsistently, brings game-tested savvy to a room full of relative unknowns. Upside remains. Players chosen near the top of the draft typically possess rare physical and mental attributes that teams believe can be unlocked. Competition is healthy. Adding another voice to the QB room could push Sanders and whoever else is in the mix to elevate their play.